Alrighty, how is everyone doing today? And welcome to my channel. This channel is for educational purposes, and we check into great theories, concepts, discoveries, and a lot of times in the form of grand unified theories, theories of everything, magnum opuses, tour de forces, and earth-shattering discoveries. And um, this segment is for the anon diggers out there who are busy decoding things, or their uh, viewers, and it's called the Q-tip of the spear, where I just chop up some of the podcasts that I have listened to over the last day or so. And, you know, I don't know that I've ever been, in the place where I just want to stop listening completely at this point and just check out because everything is so irrelevant almost. Just it's all so fake, and it's just one series of operations after another. And I know that might sound very callous, given that there's supposed to be at least one war going on, and there's all kinds of other atrocities going on. But the way that these things are portrayed to us makes it seem uh, quite surreal, um, because it's just the portrayal of them is so poor. It seems like it just has so many holes in it, like you're watching just uh, a bad movie over and over and over again. Um, and I just know that it's gonna get worse. Um, and I think that the stuff that they are showing, it's not for it's not for me, and it's probably not for you either. I just it they're trying to get certain other people to consume this information, and they have to get on the ground floor with it. But you know this is the kind of stuff that could really get you disrupted and out of your you know um, get you into panic mode, get you into divisive mode, get you uh, you know really questioning um, your direction going forward. And there's nothing wrong with questioning things, but um, it's like it's not even really questioning, it's like second guessing. It's you don't really have the evidence that um, would frequent a question, but you just get these feelings. Again, it's like, how does this make you feel? And some of this stuff just seems so produced to create certain emotional states that I think, you know, um, checking out at is not a bad idea for, not completely checking out, but just kind of disengaging because it's so much noise that um, it's just kind of bound to get you off the track. And again, it can sound callous because there's all of these events that are said to be going on. But, you know, I've I've doubted these events all along the way and all throughout history. Remember the Maine, and then the sinking of the Lusitania, and then before that was the sinking of the Titanic, and then um, the Pearl Harbor attack and the Gulf of Tonkin incident and the weapons of mass destruction and the um, Twin Towers and you know uh, it's certainly I certainly can't give it the benefit of the doubt that it's going on just because people say it's going on. And I know that my level of proof might be unreachable, because I'm not there and I'm not really accepting any evidence of that, any evidence as being valid. I'm not accepting uh, video evidence or so-called eyewitness evidence unless I like knew the person personally. And so, that is a dangerous danger of being kind of know nothingism, or, like see no evil, hear no evil. But I mean, their track record is so bad, especially when you throw in that little country in the wretched desert that they they make their they make all their bones about setting up false flags and carrying out their own terrorist attacks so that they can be outraged and complain that they have been the victim of another terrorist attack. So, and we do the same, have done the same, and certainly the clowns in the similar nation that begins with a U, um, uh, they do the same thing as well. And again, it seems very callous just to dismiss it like that. But, geez, what are you supposed to do? When the boy cries wolf over and over again, well, one time he might be telling the truth, but what are you going to do? I mean, they lied to you so many different times. And, every time, well, it could be the truth, you know, you don't really know one way or the other, but just, how do you get the benefit of the doubt after so many lies? Eventually you just kind of have to turn it off. And, I guess the approach for me is to turn it off and, you know, do some meditation, get some exercise, get some sunshine, get some, um, you know, a little bit of yoga, listen to a little bit of music, do a little bit of studying, grounding, and you know, try to move into the future. Um, and I do feel like at a certain point, I think we're all going to need to kind of really check out of this and um, get ready for the next phase. Because I mean, that's what I feel is that we've won this portion of the war against the globalists, and that's why they're putting up such a pathetic little show here. And but the question is, can we move into the future um, on a stable footing? And uh, those are the questions that we have to move forward into. And to think that we are going to do this without a whole lot more red pilling is inconceivable to me. We are really naive as we move forward, and there's a whole lot of red pilling in store for all of us. Um, we're not going backwards into, some agrarian age. Um, Hopefully, we're not going forward into some type of dystopia. Uh, but we need to be um, open and ready to kind of um, be very spontaneous, because we're going to be hit with a lot of uh, a lot of shots from the blind side that are going to strike at our deepest belief systems and emotional systems. And we've all been red pilled. Um, but the red pills that we've had have been shallow compared to what we're about to experience. And it doesn't have anything to do with this info war. It's not going to have anything to do with the globalists. It's going to be a different phase. And it's time to get ready. Okay. Uh, like, share, subscribe, comment, contribute. And we'll see you next time on the Q-tip of the spear. Thanks for tuning in today, and have a great day.